Hey, welcome back to my beginner guides. This is part 3. Really excited to do this one. I did just get home from work, so I apologize if the footage is a little choppy. My brain is pudding, um, but I did my best, and there's a lot of things that I cover in this one. Um, to me, it makes sense. These videos, if you haven't watched the first two, I recommend you watching them first before you watch this one. Everything is in order of kind of how I learned it in these videos, and that's kind of what I've been sticking with throughout them. So in this video, it's a lot of things I didn't really do until level 40, a lot of things I didn't really figure out, but they're not necessarily locked at level 40. Like, you could just do them whenever you want. So maybe it doesn't matter, but I just wanted to say that real quick. Let's get right into the video. Alright, so first up, we have creature catching, and originally my idea was for this to be its own video, but I realized that there's information towards the end of this section that will help you in other aspects of the game, so I figured I'd put it into the beginner's guide. First things first, if you go into your inventory, these are your quick slots. You're going to want to put your creature catching orbs in your quick slots. So if you can see, they're right here. And a huge quality of life tip that'll help you out. If you go into your graphics settings and turn off grass, it'll make it super easy to see the smaller creatures while you're out trying to catch them. So like the bugs and the cats and just ones that are smaller scale tend to hide in the grass and they're kind of hard to see. So it's just a little bit more time efficient. Turn that off. Before we start catching creatures though, there's a couple things I want to explain. If you go into your menu and go to life skills and then go to summoning, there's different tiers that you have to reach to be able to summon certain creatures. So like I have the Pandowl selected, and that is tier 3 before you can summon it, which is 150 of these guys that you have to catch. And then like tier 2, you have to catch 35 of these guys before you can summon it. And then tier 1, you have to catch 15 of them before you can summon it. One of the most common ones in the beginning area is the fairy fly, and this one you have to catch 15 of before you can summon it. I hope that makes sense. If we go into details, you'll see that the rarity is common. So on common creatures, you have one perk slot, and these are your perks over here. And if you don't like the ones that you can choose from, you can re-roll them, and it'll show you your perk points here that you use to re-roll the buffs. The higher the rarity, the more buffs or perks you can have on the creature, and the better quality of the perk itself that you can get. So I'll kind of show you that if we go back to summoning. I'll use the Dazzling Fairy Fly for an example. This is a rare creature. You go to details, you'll see it says at level 15 I'll unlock a second perk slot. Now if we keep going higher, if we go back to summoning, then let's use like a legendary for example. Details, you'll see that I can unlock a third perk slot at level 30. Now all the creatures cap out at level 30, so that's the highest you can go. And you'll see I have a legendary perk right here that I re-rolled off camera just to kind of show you the difference. Now for leveling your pets, there's a couple different ways you can do this. Let's go back to the summoning menu, and we'll pick this guy for an example. There'll be a little frowny face above their head, and you can go up to them and pet them, and it'll boost their XP. Now this is something you can do every couple hours, and also once you reach the tier that you need to be able to summon a creature, every one of the exact same creatures that you catch after that will also give that summon XP. Now for actually catching the creatures, for some reason on PSVR 2 I have a really hard time throwing overhand. I know that the other VR headsets have no problem doing it, but for some reason, maybe, I don't know. I'm a nerd, but I'm not a super nerd. I don't know all the ins and outs. I'll show you what it looks like if I try to throw overhand. It goes nowhere. So me personally, I throw underhand. And while you're trying to catch these guys, let's say you're going to throw it and you can tell that the trajectory is going to go a little bit past the creature. You can pull the trigger button and it'll activate it. So I'll show you what that looks like. Like if I regularly throw it, it'll activate once it makes contact with either the ground or a creature. And then let's say there's a creature right here. I can activate it if it was right there. So we're going to use this butterfly for example because these guys can be a little bit trickier to catch, so you want to use that method of pulling the trigger while throwing it, unless you get a perfect throw, which is directly hitting the creature, and it'll make a sound. So let's say I try to catch this guy. So you'll notice that he escaped from the ball immediately, and that's his stamina bar. It counts down for a minute. Every time you throw a ball at the creature and it escapes, the stamina will go down more and more. If you hit a perfect throw, it'll go down a lot, and it'll increase your chance of catching it. They will also dart all over the place once they escape, so you want to wait till they kind of slow down, so you don't waste your balls. So he just stopped, so I'm going to try again. Notice I activated the orb because I could tell it wasn't going to reach him. And yeah, that's pretty much creature catching in a nutshell. Now, to get balls, creature catching balls, if you take anything away from this, I hope this is it. Just to save you money, there are creature catching balls in the item stores. But I don't recommend you spending your money on them. You can come here to Blake, which is right here across the bridge from the main city. You should know how to get here by now if you've been following my guides. He will give you daily catch quests. Just catch X number of this creature. Same thing, all of them. Just catch these, catch these, catch these. And each one he'll give you creature catching orbs. And then there's also the agent rank. Once you reach certain ranks, you'll get creature catching orbs. Let's see, so at level 7 you get 60. Level 1 you get 30. Let's look at the Skyland ones. I lied. There's nothing in Skyland. Okay. So, yep, just agent rank. If you do these quests that are here, and same as the activities, these are going to be your dailies and weeklies. That's how you boost your agent rank. And then there's also Blake here in Skyland, where if you give him 10 constructor nuggets, he'll give... Wait, hold on. He gives you 50 balls for 10 constructor nuggets, not 10. Right? Or am I... Hold on. Am I losing my mind? Accept. Quest. I have 103. Complete. Yeah, what? It gives you... Yeah, no, it doesn't give you 10. It gives you 50. I don't... Why... I don't know why... I just noticed that. Cool. I'm glad you guys just shared that experience with me. Anyways, this is by far the best way you could do this if you're farming creatures and need balls. The next segment, I'm going to show you a chest run for this area, and it's going to show you every single chest, and by the end of it, like 150 to 200 of those constructor nuggets, wicked fast and wicked easy. So I highly recommend, if this is something you're farming for, to do that every day or whenever you can. It doesn't really matter. But you can get so many balls. It's ridiculous. This is the weekly creatures caught leaderboard. At the end of the week, if you're number 1, you get a title. That's top creature catcher. And I thought it was permanent. And I busted my butt on my week of vacation to do this. I kind of did it as a troll, but I caught 1, 2, 3, 4, so 1,234 creatures. And I had to do that because the guy that was in second, every single day he was catching 250 to 300 of these things, and I really wanted to get that title because I knew I wouldn't have time to do it. And I thought it was going to be easy because the person that won the week before won with 100 and something. This guy's in the lead with 200 and something. It's insane. It's not that hard to do, but for some reason when I was doing it, this guy was competing with me, and I was sweating, and I was literally catching creatures for 4 to 8 hours a day so I can get that title. Turns out the title isn't permanent. If you get the title and then you switch to a different title, I don't have it anymore. If you switch to a different title, you lose it. It's a bug where if you do get this title and you just keep it on your character, you'll keep it forever. But if you change your title to something else, it goes away because you're only supposed to have it for a week, and then it resets. So basically every week, only one person can have that title. So it is super rare. But just a heads up, I didn't know it wasn't permanent. I thought it was. It's temporary, so I don't know. I wouldn't. It's up to you. It's up to you what you want to do, but figured to let you know before you try to do this and make the same mistake I did. Okay, so for the chest run, I'm not really sure what the best way to do this is. I'm going to probably just speed up the footage and not put music on it so it doesn't get copyright. But the first one we're going to get is on the other side of this cliff, and I might miss one or two. It's a lot to remember where all these are, but I think I get pretty much all of them. And this is my personal route that I run that I find is really quick and fast. There's other ways people do it. No way is necessarily wrong. You know, do whatever you want. And if you do notice that I miss one, let me know where it is, and I'll just add it to my personal route. But yeah, here we go. Alright, so cooking basics. I'm gonna just show you what I know. I have barely done any cooking, but I believe if you're following Mika's main story here in Skyland, at some point she's gonna give you the quest to build Brim's little cafe here. And after you do that, he'll pop up with some quests. And he'll also give you chips, which every time this exclamation point is here, I highly recommend you grab chips. It's a free food item. He'll also give you a couple quests that are going to ask you to build these machines over here. Building this thing in the middle will create all of them, but you have cabbage and eggplant and spicy peppers and carrots. When you build this, a timer will appear for how long these machines will be built. I believe it's 2 hours after you build it. And then you'll have to come to the other side as well and put in more materials for each individual crop that you want to harvest. And I think on average it produces like 16. I had to put materials in these twice to get enough. to turn in the quests. But maybe I just had awful luck. That's just kind of like what I noticed. But if you ever start doing this, feel free to let me know. If you join the Discord or if you want to leave a comment. These materials can be kind of pricey, but I have a lot of them, and I really don't mind hopping on and building these machines for as many people as I can for them to get these quests done. Like, I really have nothing else to spend them on right now, and I'd be more than happy to do that for you, so just let me know. It'll save you a lot of time. So next, when you finish those quests and you come turn them in, you'll get recipes for 2 different dishes, and I don't know if you automatically learn them, I don't remember, or if they get put in your inventory. And if they get put in your inventory, it'll show you like a little book or something similar, and you'll just press the grip button, and it'll pull it out in front of you, and then you just pick it up and like put it to your face, kind of like you're eating, and you'll learn the recipe. He's also here in the main city, right where I am, and this is going to be where you get your main quests for cooking. He's going to give you a bunch of cooking-related quests, and doing them, well, he'll give you recipes and stuff like that. And the more you cook, the more your cooking level goes up, and you'll unlock these tiers of cooking. I clearly have a lot to do still, but the very first one he's going to ask you to do is to make him some cookies. So I'm just going to kind of show you how cooking works. You can't summon your cooking table until you've learned a recipe. So this is something that confuses a lot of people. They'll go to put in their station, and they can't do it because they haven't learned a recipe yet. But anyways, so these are all the things I know how to make. We go to bake cookies and select it. I have enough materials, so it'll tell you right here. Place milk in pot, turn dial to match the indicator, wait for poof, place milk in cauldron, toss the sugar straight into the cauldron, brown flour in a skillet, toss flour into the air frequently to not burn it. Wait for poof, place flour in cauldron. Before you do anything, you're going to grab this power cell. You're going to put it in the machine, and you're going to push it in. And now everything's working. So first I'm going to take some milk, which is right here, put it in, and now we're going to turn the dial with this green line to cook it correctly. This isn't how you cook in real life, but, you know, it's close enough, I guess. Boom. There we go. That is the first step done, and now we're going to take the milk, and we're going to put it in the cauldron, which is over here. Yeah, so we're going to take sugar. That is flour. We're going to take sugar, and we're going to put it straight into the cauldron. Do I need more milk? Let's see. I don't know. I never noticed that before. So we're going to brown flour in the skillet, which is right here. Boom. So if it burns, you'll see, like, it'll catch on fire at some point, right? You can just flip it. It's fine. It's whatever. You just want to cook it. There we go. Take it. Put it in here. Voila. There is a cookie, and I'm going to eat it. Nice. So that's cooking. They get more fun the more they go on. More things to make. You'll have to, like, chop fruit and stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's very immersive. I can't wait to dive more into this. But that's Cooking Basics with Eladin. Thanks for watching my cooking show. Sick. Never subscribing. Let's move on to the next part. Okay, so now, if you've seen high-level players, they're usually, like, zipping around the map, like, super fast and, like, almost, like, teleporting everywhere. And for some reason, the end of this game, it seems like the meta is to build, like, how fast your character can go. So I'm going to show you how they do that. If you do dungeons or raids with them, it's going to be super hard to keep up with them because of how fast they are. So first, I kind of briefly touched on this earlier, but a big one that they do, or an easy one to get, is a creature called the Dazzling Firefly. This one, you can put a couple different buffs on it. Let me just pet mine real quick. So, in doing so, if you catch these, you go into details. I have medium speedy on it, which is +3 speed. At 15, I could keep re-rolling this until I get lesser speedy, I'm going to assume it's called. And I can also put that on it, which will stack. and that's like a big part of like what people do. I think somebody wants to talk to me, so hold on, I'm gonna come right back to this. All right, sorry about that. I don't remember where I was. A couple new players needed help figuring something out, so I just went to go take care of that real quick. But now I'm back. So the Dazzling Firefly will boost your speed, right? Okay. Maybe other ones do too. I don't know though off the top of my head. Another huge thing is these things you can craft. These lamps, Swiftfoot. Now, in the last section, I'll explain this a little bit more, but you can craft 2 of these. Most people have 2 of them. These are housing items that you can place, and they all cost different utility points, which you can see here. Right? So 3 utility points, 3 utility points. You have a maximum of 8. So you can stack these on top of each other, and it also boosts your speed. So with those on, and with that Dazzling Firefly, you'll be zooming around. You'll be able to fly straight up in the air. You'll be all over the place. That's kind of how they build that. Okay, and then to find the materials that you need for everything, you have like your uncommon materials like these. You have your rare materials like these, and then you have like epic ones like the glowing wood. If you ever need to find these or farm for them, they're in different areas. So you have like the lake region, the forest region, and the ravine. So I don't know exactly like the borders of everything, but like this is the lake region, I believe, and this is where you'll find common stuff. And then this is the forest, I believe. You'll find rare stuff. And then this is the ravine, where you'll find a mixture of rare and epic stuff. And like the events that take place in each section will also grant like the same rewards, so on and so forth. All right, so player housing. I love this. And I just unlocked every single room, which is why it looks like this. I'm slowly kind of placing the walls and kind of mapping out how I want to build this. But there are a couple things I want to touch on here real quick. So it'll start you with this like one tiny apartment area, and then you'll unlock the next room, and the next room, and the next room. I believe it cost about 3.5 million to unlock every room. Me personally, I didn't worry about decorating until I unlocked every room, because when you unlock your apartment, it comes furnished. So, for an example, when I unlocked the main room, there was a wall here, and there was like bureaus and stuff that I couldn't move because they were part of another room. So me personally, I just waited till I unlocked every room so I could delete everything and kind of make it my own. There's only a couple things I really want to touch on here. So if you enter build mode, these are my speed lanterns that I was just talking about. Ignore them for now. They're just kind of there as a placeholder. And you can see here, if you go to power, it'll show you which ones you have built. And see, it says I have 6 out of 8 utility points. Yeah, so it'll show you them and like how much they cost to place. So like 2 utility points right there, 2 utility points. So I could place one of those if I wanted. The biggest thing, this is all straightforward. There's nothing really that like I need to show you about this except for certain things. So when you buy rooms, I was like placing floors and like placing ceilings, and I would try to change the color of them. Like I would go to assets and then styles, and then let's pick like green. Why isn't it changing anything? It'll change the wall, but it's not changing this. What's going on? This was driving me insane, and it's so simple, and it just took me a while to figure out for some reason. But just in case you have the same issue, you have to unlock things. So when you buy rooms, some of the furniture is locked, or the flooring is locked, or the ceiling is locked. In order to move it or change its color, you have to go to Tools, and you have to go to Unlock, and click on it. Now it's unlocked. So now if I go to here, and I pick green again, boom, it's green. That's honestly the only thing I had an issue with for housing. I don't think I really need to explain much else about it. I'll kind of save it for you to mess around with and to experience it. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of things you can do. But, yep, that's player housing. Well, if you're still here, thank you so much. I know this was a long one and a lot of information, but it's been really cool seeing you guys go from these videos on YouTube to the Discord, to getting the game. It's been a really fun experience. I can't even put it into words. I'm so tired though, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you in the next one.